I'm Bob Blank, and this is my wife Jen, and we're here with Randy and Barb Barkley on the Desert Journey Faith Story series. Barb and Randy today are going to share with us about a desert experience from their life.
Coming to California and not really having family, not having support. We didn't go to church, even though we knew we should have been going to church. We just never sought out a local fellowship. And I think as a result of that, we became more and more isolated.
We had been married about 6 years, maybe 6.5 years, when things got to a critical state. And we separated for a few months. And so we struggled desperately in our marriage for about 2 years altogether.
For me, it was really the message of grace. Even though I'd come to know the Lord years before, I really didn't understand the grace of God. It was a breath of fresh air to understand the love of God and not just the discipline of God. And I know for me personally, it was like crossing over a bridge. There was hope. And I started to see that where I was wrong, and where I needed help and where I needed direction. And the body at that stage was really probably the most critical point.
Pride got me into a very dark place, and I stayed there until I repented. And that was when I began to see my way out of the desert. We came to the end of ourselves, determined that each of us needed to be obedient to the Lord. Obedience was the only choice we had. Whether or not our marriage could be restored, we knew that we had to be obedient.
And your son was born during that time. What impact did he have on those decisions as well?
We both loved our son very much, and we didn't want him to suffer the results of a broken relationship and of a dual life. And that was important for us for his sake.
And we had counsel from people who meant well. I can remember one particular man who said, do you love her enough to let her go? And I looked at him and I said, no, I love her enough to fight for her. And he said, well, you're going to have disappointment. And I said, then it's my disappointment, isn't it? And it was a battleground for me. And I really sensed that I was trying, that the devil was trying to isolate me and was trying to separate me away. And when I started to fight back and struggle back, that's when life started to become more clear, and the struggles seemed to be more clear, and the battle was worth it. And the fight was worth it. Yeah. Staying in the body, staying in the fellowship, staying with people that could mentor you and that you could counsel with, that us, Barb and I can both think of couples that have had influence in our lives over the last many years, that have been examples to us of their Christian walk, and even still today. So the fellowship that we have, the small group at Trinity right now, it's amazing how they have brought us into that group and prayed for us, and counseled us, and cared for us, encouraged us. I can't imagine not being there right now, because it's wonderful.
You said your children asked you a question recently. What was that question?
We were celebrating our 38th wedding anniversary, and all the children were at dinner with us. And one of them asked us the question, what do you know now that we, as young married children, don't know? And our answer was, it's worth it.
Yeah, I got kind of quiet, and so they kept asking me, Dad, do you have an answer? And I said, yeah. And they would go and talk amongst themselves. And finally got real quiet, and they said, Dad, what's your answer? And my comment was to them, I said, don't wish time away. Enjoy the time with each other. Enjoy the journey that you have. Is this worth it?